Hello everybody, this is Lee Phillips' Journey of Truth. Today is Tuesday, October the 14th. It is 10 after 6 in the evening, and we are here at the Ingalls parking lot to hear the candidates speak that are out here. I saw this was going to be happening just yesterday, and so I want to come out, and we're a little bit late to the party, but we're going to get up here close and we're going to listen.
I've had my 5 minutes. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We hear a little bit from Wes. I don't know
Okay.
Wes.
My current position, I'm a captain over operations with the county. I'm also a business owner, so you get a 2-for-1 with me because I know government, but I'm a business owner, a pretty successful business owner. I do property management, and what that consists of is development, growing, maintaining. That's a key word, maintaining. Every time that most people build these buildings or build these subdivisions and do all these things, what do? They go downhill. If you don't have ordinance in place, we're not going to keep our property values up, guys. I'm telling you, they will go down. I'm for high residential. We want high residential. That is a key.
High
quality. High quality.
Okay, because that'll get misconstrued. Yeah, you
so
better
somebody
be
will
clear
turn the
about it.
words around. What I'm trying to say is, if we bring in higher end homes, you're going to get quality versus quantity. You're going to get your money to come in. You're going to get quality people coming in, and it's going to be nice looking. You're not surrounding yourself with apartments. You're not surrounding yourself with townhomes. You don't want those, guys. You don't want that stuff in here. It's going to overcrowd. You think your roads are bad now? You just 4 times the amount of people that's going to be coming through your city.
We have 140 going right down weekends.
Yeah. But I'm just telling you, it's not good when you start bringing those into your community, because it will go down.
I have a question. Not
Go ahead.
interrupt.
It's okay.
We currently code is apartments are limited in Walton County, which we're in the city of Loganville, but 2 blocks down from where I live, they built these townhouses. Investor come in and bought 10 of them. He's renting them. How come that's not covered in the code?
Well, it's illegal in the state of Georgia for anybody to walk up to your door, knock on your door, and ask you, do you own or do you rent?
Mm-hmm.
So once these investors come in and buy these properties, once they're built, there's nothing you can do about it.
There's
So
no
you've got to
policing.
stop it before it gets to that point. You can't literally walk up and knock
But
on their door.
the townhouse community has a HOA, and the person buying on the property or is going to live on there has to get approval through the HOA. And I know that because I work in the moving business,
Right.
and I go all over this state.
Right.
And so I know that HOAs are controlled. I work with high subdivisions. I work with apartments. And if you have a townhouse and they don't have a leasing manager, and someone's living there and you have a problem, and it's a row of them, there's no one to go to.
Yep. And you're going to find with most of these subdivisions or townhomes or whatever you want to call them, high density is what I call it, they have out-of-state HOAs. So it's up to the people that live there. Do you think half of them are going to show up to the HOA meetings to patrol that area? They're not.
They don't. They're
They
just
don't
worried
care.
about the money.
That's
and
all they worry
pay.
about.
But they're most of them are controlled here.
The ones I've
HOAs.
seen that they're building, the ones on Line Street, the gentleman said that they were coming from out of state. They'll be based in Michigan, and is where the HOA will be based out of.
Okay.
But again, once you build it and somebody buys it, it's theirs to do whatever they want to with it.
So, like John said, I used to manage some of those properties. Broken down vehicles, cars tore up. You're trying to get those cars moved. It is tough, and it's very dangerous I used to have to go tag those cars. Very dangerous, because you're trying to tag them because you give them 24 hours, but You just got to be real careful because our record drivers are at risk every time they try to go pick those vehicles up because that's someone's property. And they want to keep their property even though they're tore up. But if we bring those things in, I'm telling you, you're going to see these things take place. You can't police it once it's in. It's out of control.
Let me add to that.
Yeah.
So when you call and make a report to code enforcement, when code enforcement comes out and they give them a notice of violation, if correct, but if they give them a notice of violation, the city can't go back on that property for 45 days.
Really?
Yes.
Once
So
they're
when
coded?
you report something, I don't want you just to think that they're not doing stuff. They go out, if they issue a notice of violation, the city can't do anything for 45 days. At the end of those 45 days, if they have not corrected the problem, then they go back out and they get a citation. Then they have to appear in court.
Why so much time?
That I
How
can't
can you
answer.
amend that?
Do what?
How can you amend that?
Maybe we can
through
look at
code
that's
enforcement.
we can look at the zoning ordinance. So when we start getting into this, again, I told you that's going to be a citizen-centric project. Keep your list of notes and say, hey, I want to reduce this.
Who does planning report to? Which board member is over planning?
Okay, are you talking about the Planning and Zoning Commission or on council, the planning chairman, planning chairman?
Who do they report to? The planning and zone, like the city of Loganville.
Robbie Schwartz is your planning commission, is your planning administrator for the city of Loganville, Robbie Schwartz.
Okay.
Yeah. But now he doesn't do code. I mean,
know.
like he's not a code enforcer, but if you're like, if you have a specific question about any project in Loganville and you call City Hall 466-1165, you could ask for Robbie Schwartz or Sarah. Either one of those in that department could answer your question.
I normally just go over
Yeah.
and
It's better.
and chat.
Yeah.
So,
Something
but
I'd like
I appreciate.
to see. Something I'd like to see.
Thank you for coming. You asked very good questions, by the way.
Two.
And
And
thank
I
you.
have a question of
Please.
Wes as well.
Ma'am.
I have a question for
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
And I'm someone who is aware back in the Connolly era that basically led to a major shift in the involvement with the Loganville community as a whole. And there, as you know, I'm sure you're aware, as you've gotten involved in the council race, there has been countless amount of money spent on report after report after report. Back in the Connolly era, there was the Haddo report. You've probably have heard that referred to
I
many
have heard
times.
them talk about that. Yes, ma'am.
Well, during that, I was present at many of those meetings, one of which he delivered his, or the representative from Haddo, came and delivered his renderings on the study.
Sure.
And in part of that, he discussed that they wanted to propose with Connolly the townhomes and how they're going to develop all of the downtown district.
Yes.
And there's been a big push for high density development, and the argument of whether townhomes are considered high density or medium to low density. It's inconsequential. I think that townhomes obviously are high density, but more to the point, we've talked about how there is so much that even back then had not even broken ground yet. And in that meeting, when Haddo was delivering his findings and giving their opinions on a report that the city taxpayers paid for, and that supposedly the city council and mayor were going to be listening to at that time, he discussed that he thought that Loganville was already on the verge of being a transient community, meaning that there's just so much rental versus home ownership in Loganville. And part of what he delivered was that he felt that they needed to focus more on business versus bringing in more residential. So what I have noticed over and over again is that every council member, other than one or two, has forgotten that report that everybody was putting so much faith in said, you need to slow your roll on residential. We need to focus on business. You need business before you bring all this in, especially in the historic corridor. We need to focus on business and give them something that they want to come to, the people. It's been ignored. People are still talking about residential, when residential really all of it should have been squashed.
Yes.
But nobody is listening to that. Now, he was unaware, what we also learned in that meeting is that he was unaware of a lot of the things that were yet to break ground. He didn't even know about it. And I asked specifically if that would change his recommendation as far as what he thought the number of residentials that could be developed in that plan be? He said absolutely, because he didn't even know about it. He already was saying that Loganville was on the verge of being a transient community. Not even know about what was coming. More have come since then, and people are still planning it. I want to know, as a new man on the block, as someone running for council, we just haven't seen a lot of, we're here because we obviously are in support of two candidates running in the local government, but have a more conservative view about the development. What's your stand on where we are with the amount of residential versus focusing on restoring revitalization of our historic district and doing more to bring quality business to Loganville versus harping on all the residential? Because what we don't want to see is someone that runs on the guise of one thing and then once he gets in office, delivers something else.
So, with your historic part of it, you can get grants for those, but we have to be real cautious when we do that because we have to stick to a certain standards. I'm about the historic look. I think it brings vibe to the city. It gives it that look that we need to bring to our city. As far as the townhomes and apartments, I'm not for it, period. So no, every question will be no, not for it. That will be my answer every time.
So when you go up onto council, if you were put in office and there's 4 opposing you saying they want residential,
Yep.
in your campaign you're saying that you are for developing business over that residential being personal saturated.
That's one of those things that we all have to look at, and we're going to have to use our work sessions to work together to find out how much money are we actually bringing in for those businesses and what are we bringing in with the residential. What I mean by that is you've got to look at, we want to bring in job opportunities for people. We want to bring people in, but we have to watch how we bring them in because we have to bring them in sections. So that's when I said during the forum, when we start doing things, we have 4 cores. We've got to focus on one at a time as we build it, where it does not get out of hand. If we're not careful, it will get out of hand if you don't watch it. So that is my answer. Everything has to be watched. We build in moderation. We look at our budget. We see, we analyze everything that's coming in. And we
Being
sit.
that there's already been reports that have been put out that have said that we are already so developed residentially, what is a firm response to that?
I think we could add some more residential, high-end residential. Did I say that correctly?
High-end.
What I mean by high-end is I'm talking gated community, all-inclusive. They're very nice, maintained. They have an HOA. They have rules of engagement of what they have to follow, and they're very nice and upkeep, and they have a nice, trendy, as I said on the forum, trendy look. Everything looks nice and it's clean. That is crucial in our community, is to start cleaning up and getting more of that vibe look to bring the people in, because if we bring people in from other places, we can keep our taxes at a minimum and let those people pay as they're buying stuff from us, and they can go back out. So we want to bring them in and let them go back home. So that is a big thing that we need to do in our community, within our city, is bring people in, have a place for families to go and gather and come to, from people in the county, from Gwinnett County, Walton County, Barrow County. Have them come in, because we built our city nice. We've made it look good. It's lit up. It has a curb appeal to it where people want to come to with their families. That is so crucial in today's time. Unite the people with their families and have activities for their families where they can do things together.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. Downtown Loganville,
Yes.
and keeping the look historic and the look that we currently have, but building above it, as bringing new people in to live in condos versus apartments, because they're buying them.
Yes.
And the city's going to benefit off the taxes of the condo owner, and nobody is looking at redeveloping the downtown area. We have that new library We have the taco place they've been working on for 2 years now. We don't have any good restaurants over there, just a sandwich shop. And if you look at Monroe, they're moving 100 miles faster than we are.
Absolutely.
And it's a shame I live 2 blocks from downtown and there's nowhere to go. And
So-
I don't have a steakhouse, I don't have seafood, I just have Old Chuck's.
So to answer what John said, he said it really good a while ago. If y'all would have listened what he said, you're working with DOT. That is a critical point that we have to focus on. We've got to build relationships with DOT. You got to get to know people. If you want things to happen, they got to see your face. They got to know who you are. They got to let you know that you're that spokesperson. You're that voice of that city that is there to help your city. Now, when you get to that core, is that really where we need to put everything in our city, according to what the taxpayers have been putting on the website? I have been reading those comments, and it has drawn me to the point that I want to look around the city. And I'm kind of open-minded at this point, because there may be other spots that are closer where we can start doing that, but we can also build that to make it nice. Remember those cores I talked about in fours? One at a time, along with, crucial, the city council has to work together. We have to be united. We've got to come together first. We can come up with all kinds of ideas until we have a working relationship, and we can work together, and we can have goals and objectives to achieve, to the accomplishment of making those things happen, and check each one of those things as we achieve those things. That's when you're going to start seeing your city grow. I have been in management for over 20 years. I have learned, I bring people in, I mold them, but I also have to listen to the younger generation of the new trend of what's going on, because some of them, they throw me for a loop. I'm not going to lie to you, which is great, because I'm open-minded. I'm not closed-minded about anything, because if we have everybody thinking together, as John and Melody said a while ago, you got to show your faces. He wants to hear your concerns. He's the leader. He sets the tone. And we're just the voices out there to bring the information to the mayor of what we would like to do. He's the one that's going to put the puzzle together, and he's going to form it, and he's going to make it happen, because he's got council members working with him. We're talking, we're communicating with each other, we're forming a goal to achieve, to make things happen. So it's very crucial that he's able to do his job where he doesn't have to be that other vote, because we're all on the same page. There will be, at times, people will say no or yes. We all know that. They're going to say, I'm not doing that, because mine is no on apartments and no on townhomes. No, I'm done. I can't say it any clearer than that. So, any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
In the spirit of working together. In the spirit of working together.
Yes.
There's 3 spots.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
see 2 candidates here.
Yes.
Would y'all be willing to share like who you think you could work with?
I personally will work with anybody that comes on. It'll be nice to have some new blood. We 3 just have clicked. John and I have known each other for decades. We support each other's small businesses. I just met Wes, and he's like the brother from another mother I never had.
Yes.
And we 3 just clicked. And I will say that there are 3 other candidates. I will work with whichever one of those gets elected, if I get elected. I'm sitting here assuming I may not get elected. The other folks out there may like the other 3 candidates and not like any of us. It's just, we don't know. But I hope that watching me for the last 4 years, I've really tried. It's always, from the first 2 years, it was 5-1, 5-1. I showed up at every meeting. I was fully prepared, and I had the people's voice that I took with me, and I tried to let them know what the people wanted. But 2 years ago, another council member got elected, so now it's usually 4 to 2. If I could get re-elected, we could get Wes, and we can get a different mayor. And I think anybody that comes on, I think just a breath of fresh air. We're taking the rug and we're dusting it out. There's some people that has to execution. And I think a lot of the problems that we've had have been from their frustration. They put all their eggs in a basket 8 years ago called Connie. And when that got turned down, they've been bitter ever since. And it doesn't matter what anybody else wanted, they still are going to push that agenda to their dying day. I'm willing to work with anybody. I'm excited to meet some new people. I'll be honest with you. There's some candidates out there that I've met. I like them. But as far as who I'm asking for y'all to support along with me is Wes and John. But I'll work with anybody y'all send in there. I will.
And to answer your question, I'll work with anybody that people elect, because I think we all bring something to the table. We all bring different views and experiences, and those views and experiences are priceless, really and truly. Just because I might disagree with Wes or disagree with Melanie, we're still going to have respect and dignity. Straight up. There's no more infighting, no more back and forth. I may not agree with everybody, but I'm willing to work with anybody that shows up that wants to do the work. That's what I'm after. Let's get the work. Let's get this city rolling. Let's get it back to what I moved out here for 23 years ago. I moved out here, my wife and I chose Loganville to live in because it reminds me of the small town I grew up in. Then we've had all the development and all the traffic and all the issues. And I've gotten to the point, even my wife said, hey, you want to sell the place and move? My house is 130 years old. I live in downtown Loganville. You can't pass 2 cars beside each other on my street. You just can't. The roads are too small. We've got people flying up and down the streets at 40 and 50 and 60 miles an hour. I think we need to do something about that. I think we need to have a citizens patrol that goes out and cleans up. And I'll volunteer. I'll be the first one to step up. There's not a job at the city. It's just like my business. There's not a job at the city that I won't do. If it's cleaning the toilet, I'll clean it. I don't mind. I don't care. Whatever needs to get done to move this city forward, that's what I'm after. And I want people that support me and stand up and go, I'm right behind you, or right beside you. I don't want anybody to be behind me. I want you to be beside me. So I'm all about inclusion. Let's get everybody together, because as a majority, we can do anything we want to do. It's endless. I mean, the opportunities are there. We can secure grants and funding. I've already been working on that. And I'm not even elected to office yet.
That's awesome.
But I've also talked to restaurant owners that are willing to move to Loganville. I'm not at liberty to discuss who, but I have actively been engaged with talking to people about it. I took my mother-in-law out last weekend. We went to Snellville. I was talking to the owner. He said, I'd love to move to Loganville. I'd love to have a second location in Loganville. We've got empty retail sitting up there. Go around any of the shopping centers. There's empty spots. All of that needs to be backfilled before we build any more retail. Let's fill up what we got. Let's go ahead and get the traffic under control. Now, technically, we can't do anything about it on the DOT side, but I have ideas and solutions to move people around town. Signalization, it's real easy. Give them a turn light. Interparcel access. So you could go from Publix over to Home Depot. All you gotta do is cut that little road right there behind Journey's Inn and Walmart, and you can go down to the red light. It's not rocket science, it's common sense. I love this city, sorry. I love this city, and I want the best for it. I'll show up and do the work every single day. Ask my employees at the shop. Anyone of them stop by. I've had people stopping by for the last 4 weeks now since I announced. I had a gentleman in there today with his problems. I wrote his name and number down in the problems. He's been in the city 4 different times with his. His land is literally washing away because they've told him we'll be over to clean out the ditch. They haven't done it. And it's asphalt millings from the road. Oh yeah, we'll be by there to get it. I said, man, I'm gonna put you first on the list. So I've got him written down in my book. First day, this is what we're doing. If I need to drive the backhoe to go over there to clean the ditch out, I'm more than willing and qualified to do it. There's not a piece of equipment over there that I cannot operate. You need to make a choice, people. Stand up. Now's the time to be counted.
I got a question. Another one. The post office. Can you?
This is a disaster.
It's
I get amen on that one.
It's an eyesore.
It is.
It's a disgrace.
It is.
I go all over the city. I travel. I use post offices all over, and I have to go buy stamps over here. There's stuff all over the floor. They're backed up out the front door, and nobody cares. I've been to postmaster. I've been to district postmaster. I wrote letters to New Washington D.C. I can't get help, and I need help locally
help
to
with
get
the
it
post office.
to get the post office cleaned
All
up.
need help
Federal
with the post office.
property.
Uh-huh.
City has no say in
This is an
any
election
business
year
that
for
goes on
several
at the post office.
representatives. I think with some persuasion, maybe a little thumb screw on top of their head, that we can at least get it painted and cleaned up and maybe a drop box installed that people can't steal mail out of. Would be nice.
That'd be great.
I
With a
have to use the
camera.
post office on a regular basis. I hate going over there. It's gross. It is absolutely one of the worst places I've ever been in Loganville. So I'm with you on that. I hear you.
Yeah, I go to
Again.
Grayson to their post office.
We do too.
Yeah. Again, it's ridiculous the state that it's in, and you've got to remember, it's not just the post office. The people that work there are so disheartened by the
atmosphere.
shape of it that they're just showing up doing the job. Again, if you don't want to be there and you don't want to be active in it and commit to it and show up and do the work, then why are you even here? Oh, you're just collecting a paycheck. Well, no. We got work to do, people. Every one of us have work to do. Not just us. It's y'all.
But can you do that with the federal? It's a federal.
There's a lot of things you can do with the federal government. Now there are restrictions on it, and sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission. I'm all up for showing up over there at midnight with some paint and a roller and let's get to it. I mean, but of course my wife would tell me to hush at that point. But there are things that can be done because there's elections coming up for state representatives too, and those representatives and House representatives can be talked to, and maybe, just maybe, we put citizens over there and paint it one Saturday. I'll go in there and mop. I'm not scared. I'll clean the toilets. I'll put paint on the wall. Whatever it needs to be done, let's do it as a community. If one person complains about it, that's not enough. I've learned that from experience. I think everybody here has had that experience. Not one person is enough. It takes a community to stand up and do what's right for everybody in the community. And given the chance, I'm just waiting on it. I'm chomping at the bit to get at this because, you know, I'm a doer. I fix complicated issues every day for a living. I don't have my name on my desk. You know what it says on my desk? Chaos coordinator. Because that's what I do. I control the chaos. I've got 7 techs that work at my shop. They're all working on different problems. I'm out there working on a separate.
But you gotta get the
I'm calling
community
people and
involved.
getting authorizations for repairs.
Yeah.
But
But
it
you're
ta-
one man. You can't do that all by yourself, and that's why there needs to be
I
more
need
people.
the community needs to get involved.
Yes.
Yeah,
Listen,
I'd love to see 100 people out here instead of 12.
Yes.
We've got 9,000 registered voters in the city limits of Loganville. Less than 8% show up to vote. But I guarantee you 100% of them complain about everything.
Exactly.
I don't know how, if y'all know how to, I mean, y'all showed up tonight. What engaged you to come here? Wes, okay. But I
That's
mean,
a good enough reason
yeah.
for me.
But I mean, you've got to get your friends and neighbors involved. I mean,
You're right.
Y'all give me
Because-
just a second.
you've got to.
Darn it,
People
my
don't
heart.
come to these meetings. Like I said, sitting up. I used to sit out in the audience looking up at them. Now I'm up there looking out. And honestly, on the nights when the room is full, you feel that.
Of course.
And so, but I'm at a loss of how to get people engaged. But I think a lot of it too has been for 8 years. We've been in this stagnant, going down a drain, just more of the same, more. We just really need to change the face of the council and the mayor. And just break up the old boy network and just put people in there that want to work for the citizens. As I said at the forum, the reason I ran before is because there was no voice of the people. There was only voices of the developers. We have a council member now that if anything comes up, the first words out of her mouth are, I don't want to tie the hands of developers. I want to do what the people want done. Now, if y'all come and say, hey, fill her up with apartments and things, I'd be like, oh wow, I might have to move. But, you know, it's what the people want. And I think the people have been very clear. Every study, everything that happens, the people have been clear. We're full.
Yeah, they got the voice, and me too. I'm guilty, but we got the voice, but then we don't get involved, and that's. I'm working with something with the county now, with our chairman Thompson, and so I'm kind of becoming.
Don't even go there
Woo,
here.
yeah.
So my hands are full.
Well, thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah,
though.
but
That's a very
but
important work.
I see the need. That's what I'm saying. But I don't know how we can shake the people. Because we're having the same end. We've got to come up with 22,000 votes.
Yeah.
I mean,
signatures.
You got two right here.
Yeah, now you got one right here as well.
I hadn't done it yet.
All
But
right.
listen, now I forgot what I was going to say. Listen, no, but nationally, we're waking up.
I think
The
I do
people
see
of
that.
America are sick and tired
Yeah,
of politicians.
yeah.
You're looking at three people that aren't. We wondered why we click so much. Locksmith, mechanic, project management, and landscape. We are tradespeople, and we look at things differently. We're not going to sit there and here's what the city says, and here's what the city manager says, and here's what the city attorney says, and here's what the department heads say, who are all very good people, and they do very good work. But we're not going to listen to them. We run things like a business, and I have said for a long time, the reason our president's being so successful now is he's running the country like a business. It's long overdue.
Yes.
If you put people on city council and in the mayor's chair that will run it like a business, you're going to see a change.
Yeah.
Because right now they're doing the business of the government. They're not doing the business of the people.
You got that right. It's not just cities, but I'm saying.
I know, but I'm saying, but we got
It's
to listen. If you want to know why DC's so screwed up, it starts locally.
That's it.
And I would have never believed 4 years ago when I got elected, I would have never believed what goes on behind the curtains. What y'all see out there on that, I'm telling you, is nothing compared to what happens when you pull the curtain back.
Yeah.
And so it starts there. Then these people have bigger aspirations. They move on. They get a little bit more whatever as they go up. And then they get all the way up to DC. I'm not talking about just Logan. I'm talking about,
You're right. I know.
you know, they go from a city to a county to a state to federal. I plan to live here till I die. I don't have any aspirations to go anywhere else. And the only reason I do what I do is because there is no voice for the people. There hasn't been.
You have a caring heart.
Thank you. But yeah, and
Obvious.
then like I say, Miss Wolf, also same thing, just wants to be a voice for the people. So you got two. You get Wes. I could tell you Wes has got a good caring heart. We get John.
Yeah,
I mean, and then like I said, of the other three candidates, there's some fine people. But they haven't reached out to work with me at this point. So we've just stuck together. But I'll work with anybody that gets elected. I have to, because that's the only way we're going to get y'all's work done.
Well, I'll work with you as a citizen.
Well, we need you.
We need every one of them.
I think
That's
Patty hit the nail right on the head. far as working with people, I tend to agree with her. I'm sure John does as well.
Patty, you talking about me?
I'm sorry. Melanie said that wrong. We have met some really good people. Actually, it's pretty cool, to work with everybody because we all were kind of like there together, but nobody's kind of reached out or anything. But that's their choice. It's okay. It's cool, no problem. What I like to find in a person is what their qualities are. What are they actually good at? So what I have realized by working with Melanie and John is they're business owners. I'm a business owner. Also, I said I was a captain of operations. My job is to identify talent and what I can see and what I can find in a person that's really good. What I have found so far is I know that Melanie is a research person. Am I right?
That would be correct.
She didn't even tell me. Just by conversation, listening to her, she does her research. She's on it. That's what you have to have on your board. John, he works on cars. Everything's got to work right. If it doesn't, you do restoration work too, right?
I do.
Do y'all know how detailed that is? People don't realize it's the things that somebody wouldn't see, but they see it. So it's keeping everything nice and neat. But having business owners as your city council or your mayor, that is crucial. He's going to be working with numbers. This is what I don't understand. Oh, they're not a politician. No, it's a business. We need business owners because this is a business. I love that. This is a business, and we run it like a business, and it's very simple. It's not complicated. But as far as working with everybody, we have met some really unique people out there, and it's been totally cool to work with those guys. We've heard some different things, and they brought some things to the table. As a leader, you have to take in what people say because your ideas are not always perfect. You have to be open-minded and transparent about what's what. That is crucial. You really do. And you have to listen to what people say. That's why I said on the Facebook, I've been reading the comments. We talked about the City Hall. I'll recap on it. I'm open-minded. I'm not stuck in one location. He's surrounded by townhomes. They're coming to his back door. His internet hasn't been working. They've been running his internet with a generator.
I've been putting up with a lot of stuff over the last 3 or 4 months. We're not even going to go into.
And my point of it is he's experiencing it. Sometimes when we experience things in life, it makes us stronger. It makes us wiser. It makes us look at things from a different angle, and that is critical. So.
And I'll share something with you. Wes actually brought up and talked to me about internships for youth. I want to see the youth get involved, and this was Wes's idea. I completely give him credit for it. He came to me and he goes, "Hey, you think we could get some internships?" I said, "Well, I don't see why not. I own a business. I know several other people that own businesses. They're all looking for a talent. They're not looking for a college degree. They're actually looking for somebody they can train that'll do it the correct way, and it'll give them a lifetime of skills." And that was Wes's idea, and I think it's a great idea. I think we can utilize space around town. Where that be, I'll volunteer my shop. Come on up, let's have a meeting. Let's get the youth involved. Let's get them a trade, let's get them a skill. Everybody pushes the children to go to college. Why? Come out with an arts degree that you can't use and you got to pay for the next 20 years? His idea is awesome. I think we need to get the younger people involved. I think they all need to learn a skill. And once you empower them with that skill, it sticks with them the rest of their life. Some of the best business lessons I learned was from my father. At 14 years of age, my dad told me, he said, "Boy," my dad was about this tall, he was redheaded and mean as a snake. Love you, Pop. But he told me, he said, "Son, Your friends will come spend money with you. Your enemies won't grace your door. And it stuck. He was a small business owner. It made sense. Everybody that comes through my shop, they're all treated like friends. They're treated with dignity. They're treated with respect. Everybody's car has a problem. Nobody likes to show up. They don't just show up and say, "Hey, John, can you change the air filter for me? I think it's good, but just check it out." You're there with a very serious problem. When you get to me, it's not catastrophic most of the time, but you're not happy about being there. It's like you don't call your dentist up and say, "Hey man, can I get another one of these cavities filled?" You don't do it. So you have to learn to work with people. And in my business, I get the whole spectrum of everybody coming through. Everybody is treated with respect. My senior citizens, I call them my little old people. I love them to death. I give them a discount. My firefighters, my first responders, police officers, nurses, school teachers, they get 15% off. You got to tell me when you come in the door.
Veterans? Veterans?
Veterans also. I have 2 veterans employed with me right now. I think it's very, very important to take care of your community. Everybody around me in Mockingbird and Jacoby, they're on fixed incomes. My mother-in-law moved in with us last year. They ran her out of her apartment, jacking the rent up. Well, we can get more money for it. Finally, it got to the point we were like, just move in with us. It's just easier. We got a whole nother bedroom. You could have, just get in there. And it's been amazing to me how much she has thrived being around us instead of isolated in that apartment. But it's just, you've got to get involved, people. I mean, one way or the other. Get the youth involved. Let's get them all rolling. I want to see smiles, and when I walk in, I want to see people go, "Hey, John, how are you? Man, you're doing a great job." That's what I want. I want to be able to look you in the eye at Walmart, and I do this today. When I walk around Walmart, people come up and say, "Hey, man, the car you fixed for me? Yeah, you did a great job." That's what I want to hear. If we didn't, come tell me so we can get it straightened out. It's not rocket science, people. It's common sense. You treat people like you want to be treated. And with respect and dignity. Clarity.
Let me say one thing. I've been to the council meetings numerous times throughout the years. I go to the work session. We really don't have a voice in these work sessions. It seems like it's a one-sided deal. The decision's already been made, and it's just waiting until the next Thursday before they just put the final approval on it. Somewhere along the line, if you want to listen to it, you got to be open at these work sessions.
Absolutely.
You know,
I think the 5-minute rule.
I got a problem with that.
Well, I think the 5-minute rule.
I brought up numerous times that, and our taxes. I think everybody in this room, if they live in the city of Loganville, can complain about the taxes. We've got to get that under control somewhere too. I live in a 55-plus community. We're probably, we can say we're probably 75% of us are old, either at 80 and over. So we're on a, of course we're on the downstairs slide. You won't have to worry about us in a couple more years. But we're here now. And we need to, we need some attention. And some of the things Rick has talked about, we brought up before, but it never gets resolved. In other words, it goes in one ear and comes out the other. And somewhere along the line, you got to put action to what you're listening to.
If you want to change and your people want change, you need to change your people.
But thank you, folks.
Thank you for coming.
As a retirement person, you are our foundation.
Richard got, I'm riding with him, but he got all the way.
I just want to say to all 3 of you, thank you for coming out tonight.
Yes.
Thank you for answering all my questions. And I wish you all 3 the best of luck.
Thank you for coming out and getting
If
involved.
anybody would like a push card with my cell phone number on it, I have them over here in my folder.
Step up there,
Um,
man.
if you
Step
have
up
any
right there.
questions or concerns, please feel free to call me. It goes with me everywhere I go. Hang on, I'll get y'all one. How many do we need?
Did you have a question? I saw you.
Oh,
I
you
got
got a
it.
question?
Oh yeah,
All right, well, lay it out
I
here.
ain't said nothing yet.
Well, bring it on. Let's hear it.
Ask me.
Hey.
Yeah, you need to ask Wes. Hey, Wes, how many apartments this went? What's how many apartments you want?
How many is enough?
I gotta talk to everybody, so I'll wait.
We
My
already
answer's
had
quick.
enough, probably.
I had 3
6
minutes
years
to
ago.
speak, and I said no and no. I sat back down. 3 minutes, and I done it. What? 2 seconds?
They're politicians. They like to do all the talking.
That's all right.
I'm listening to you. Go ahead, Joyce.
That's all right.
Go ahead,
Mama
son.
Joy would take my turn just like I do at City Council.
You do.
And when the big man says your 5 minutes is up, I say, and I got one more thing to say, and that's me. I'll wait until they get through because they're gonna leave. I understand that, and I know these are interested in knowing what I'm wondering about.
I've got a question for all three also.
What you got?
I got a question for all three.
I live it
I know
every
you
day.
do. You have some really good questions.
Anything you can do to help.
They're good, though.
I'm gonna put y'all on the
You
spot,
should. You should.
and I'm gonna tell you.
If I can't answer,
But
I say, I
I'm
don't
I'm
know.
gonna tell you why that I'm gonna put you on the spot, and it'll make sense.
Sure. Sure.
Thank
Actually,
you.
it makes us better.
Good to meet you.
You should be able to not have to look at a sheet of paper. You should be able to talk from your heart. You should already know what you're.
Well, I'm on medication. Sometimes that makes it a little bit difficult to bring things off of my memory. So sometimes I do have to have a cheat sheet.
Davis on
Business for
Facebook.
myself. How many years in business for
I'm
yourself?
joy to
Not
my
just as a businessman.
friends.
How many for yourself?
Because I used to take in a lot of
You
homeless.
just did.
So,
That's a ministry in
I'd
itself.
and I'm George
say
Davis too, my legal.
Okay.
30 plus.
Right. So you and I have been in business longer than someone that he's discussing has been alive.
Oh, I don't know that as a fact. So I
Practically.
yeah,
Practically.
but I mean, I owned my first business with a tow truck service.
Hang
I
on,
was-
Joyce. Give me just a
I
minute.
was
Give me just
17
1 minute.
when I
Hey,
started
I
that
might
business.
forget it.
Okay, okay. Hang
I
on.
mean,
time
I'm
out.
86 years old. I don't
Okay,
know how
go,
long I
Joyce,
can
go,
remember
go.
what I want
Go,
to
go
talk
ahead,
about.
Joyce. Lay it out here. Give it to us.
Hang on.
Okay.
Come on, girl.
Joyce, hang on.
Okay. I noticed that a lot of the council meetings on Monday night workshop night, that there are situations that evidently had to be talked about, decided on, without everybody even knowing, that all of a sudden somebody says, y'all want to vote on it? And so before the citizens would even have an opportunity to discuss it, ask, what are you talking about? Can we have some time to find out what we should know about this? They said, oh yeah, everybody vote yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. You're right.
And we never have a chance to talk about it on workshop night. And then on Thursday night they say, well, we did our thing on Monday, so we don't have anything to vote on. That's ridiculous.
I agree with you. And as somebody that sits up there that gets blindsided a lot of times, all they have to do is get their 4 votes. This is what they tell me all the time. We have our votes. If you want to change the way the votes happen, you got to change the people making the votes.
I agree with that. I'm all for it, as long as I'm living.
That means getting out in your community too and telling
Yes.
your neighbors and let them know what was shared here today. And my wives are on the Concerned Citizens page, but I've not done that before, so they're probably garbage. But you know, that's definitely somewhere they can go and kind of listen to what all was said today. And of course, Lee always puts his videos out there as well. So share the information. Don't just take us home with you, but take it to your neighbors and get people out to vote.
And like I said, I have push cards. If anybody wants one, I'll let you in my personal Facebook page. I've got one set up for the mayor. I've got like 15 people on it. Nobody responds to it. Everybody hit me on my personal page. I don't mind you seeing what I'm doing. I've got nothing to hide. I have absolutely nothing to hide. You got a question? Feel free to ask me about it. I'll tell you the truth. I don't lie, steal, or cheat.
And you probably don't lock down your comments. You'll let anybody comment.
Anybody comment, you know, good, bad, or otherwise. It's just the kind of person I am. I've got tough enough skin that I can take a hit, line them up, let's go. I'm not scared of the developers. That's why we pay a city attorney for it. I think he needs to earn his money.
All right, I got a question
Go ahead.
for all three of y'all, and I'm gonna put y'all on the spot because each one of y'all have contributing factors that are beneficial to the city of Loganville if all three are elected. Y'all have already discussed those beneficiary factors that y'all have. So, in the past 8 years of downtown development thoughts by our city, no one ever came to my mother and I's home to have a discussion with us about anything. No knock on the door concerning anything with the development of downtown, and we own the oldest registered historical property in Loganville, the only historical registered property in Loganville. You would think that being right downtown that someone in the city would have contacted us, hey, we're thinking about doing all this, this, and this. What's your idea? Never got that knock on the door. But what we did have about around 8 years ago was a conversation with the mayor at the time, who evidently the city had not done their homework up until that time because they had no idea that our property was a historical landmark property. Not a historical landmark home, but a landmark property. That holds a big difference when it, because a home you can move to another location, but you can't move a property. So my question to y'all is, with Loganville being on the verge of busting wide open, would y'all be interested in hearing my proposal for the development of downtown? Miss Long already knows a little bit about it. I've discussed it with some other council members before, and his first comment was, well, that'd cost $1 billion. Where are you going to find a developer that'll invest that kind of money? Well, money can be got in all kinds of ways through donation, all kinds of ways that you can legally get money to provide for projects for downtown development. And here the expertise falls right into line. You with your business falls right into line because you'll make sure that all the book work is done. And Miss Melanie, with her experience and position with the Loganville Historical Society, all of y'all three have a very good opportunity to help Loganville in this transition time. It's gonna grow. How we grow is the question. So will we get a knock on the door to hear, because you two hadn't heard my ideas. It's very in-depth. It takes in all the perimeters of everything that has to be done in the concept of rebuilding our town, because my brain thinks as a project from beginning to end, and it takes me longer. It only takes me seconds to run the whole project through my head, but it takes a long time to be able to put it out to somebody to understand because of the complications with the codes and way things have to be done and all. You understand that. So
well, Lee, let me address something you said. Nobody got blindsided worse than somebody who had a knock at their door and said, we're taking your home to build 800 apartments.
yeah.
So I felt that. That's why I'm where I am. And I will tell you that as a result of that, there's not been anything that has directly affected you in the 4 years, but you and I have spoke. But when we go to rezone something, I go and knock on the doors of the people around them. Go, do you realize what's fixing to come right here? Do you realize what they're fixing to build?
Oh yeah.
And I try to get them to come to the meetings, but you know what they tell me? Nobody has ever knocked on my door before. Nobody from the city has ever come and told me what's about
That's
to happen.
why we need what you talked about, more transparency. You've talked about it in your meetings for the past 4 years. But one person can't be the sole voice.
No.
We've got to have more.
I had my neighbor diagonally across the street from me. He sees me, I mean, we talk. He sees me pulling out the other day going back to work for lunch. I go home for lunch, by the way. I said, hey man, what's up? Taj goes, I got an issue. You're running for mayor. I said, all right, what you got? He said, I have survey stakes in my backyard. You got survey stakes in your backyard? What are you talking about? Man, somebody came through and surveyed the back of my property. I said, let's go look. I pulled in his driveway, shut the truck off, and him and I walked back there. And sure enough, if you look, between Fair Street and Pecan Street, survey. It's 10 foot wide. The pink stakes all the way down. Goes from C.S. Floyd all the way to Line Street. I said, Taj, did anybody knock on your door? No, nobody said a word. The first answer I got was, well, there's people parking on the grass and they just drove stakes in to keep them from parking on the grass. I'm like, look, I got pictures. I got documentation here. This is not somebody's driveway. I called Melanie. I said, Melanie, you know anything that's going on? She said, no, but let me get you an answer. So she gets me an answer. I look at it and I'm like, all right. So I went to City Hall, called them, went up there and had a meeting. Sat down with myself. I said, what are y'all doing over there? Oh, well, there's an old alleyway in there. I said, yeah, when the city was laid out in the 20s or 30s, there is an old alleyway back there. Well, there was a tree fall off the property and it landed in somebody's yard, on somebody's barn. And we had to establish what's ours if it's our issue. All right, so you had it surveyed from one end to the other. Yeah, you know, it's up to council what they do with it, but you know, it might be a golf cart path or a bicycle path. And I looked at them, I said, fellas, y'all realize that after 7 years of them maintaining it by Georgia law, it's no longer the city's. Y'all hadn't used that alleyway in years. There's one behind my piece of property on the original map. They didn't come over and stake mine. But if you see the sidewalk project that they're proposing, 3 little pieces, you start putting it all together, you go, oh, that's what they're doing. I'm all about sidewalks. But when people have built on that line that nobody has ever, I mean, the gentleman Taj that owns the house, he bought it. He knows where his property corners are. All his pool lines go into his pool, run under that property. And it's jammed right up against the back of his mother-in-law's suite in the backyard.
So it's a city moving without transparency.
Again.
Yeah.
Again. And I have
accuse
pictures.
That page of people being angry. It comes from this. It started with Connolly with everything being done.
Right. Under the table,
Under
behind
the table,
closed
behind
doors.
a curtain.
Yeah.
And here is just another
And
example.
here we are again. And I'm like, well, Taj, you know, you get you an attorney. And he goes, oh, I will. Because he's just like that. I mean, I walked back there. There's actually a barn from probably Mr. Henderson's property there, the old city mechanic. His barn, actually, one corner of it is actually in that right-of-way.
But
So-
listen, they told me a different thing than
Yeah,
they told him.
I got
And
3
I'm on
different
city
stories.
council. Yeah.
3 different
They told me a
stories.
different story than they told him.
Well, you know, it's up to council whatever they want to do with it. Well, I want to know who approved the money to spend on the survey in the first
Yeah,
place.
exactly. Right.
So who did?
Do y'all know? I don't. I still haven't got that answer. Again, it's transparency.
You know?
Anybody?
Or even how much it costs.
And how much
to
it
do
costs.
Yeah, or how much it costs.
But here's the thing: when I got on council, the city manager's spending limit was $5,000. And then we were coming into COVID, so they wanted to up it. So it went from 5,000 to 7,500. I'm like, okay. Then they went from 7,500 to $15,000. The city manager of the city of Loganville can spend $15,000 at a whack and not answer to a single person. I don't think that's right.
No, it should be
That's your tax dollars and my tax dollars.
Every dollar should be.
And look,
Every dollar
they
should
put
be
picnic
accounted.
tables and swings up at 254, and
There should
didn't
be a
ask
for
it
sale
didn't
sign
ask
on that
didn't
place.
ask anybody.
Who authorized the painting to be redone on the white lines around town that was done, it looks like, with a water-based paint, because it wasn't done with the road rated paint that's used for putting lines on asphalt.
That was
It was done with a regular paint line sprayer and using regular
you talking
paint.
about downtown, or you talking about out of
No, downtown. The white lines around downtown that
I
were
know who did
repainted
it.
over.
I know who did it, but that would have been. But I don't know if that comes under like the LMIG or anything. If it's
They
part of the
washed
money.
out their machine across from us in the parking lot. They put little white lines testing to see if it was gonna paint right all over the roads in different spots that don't account for anything other than them trying to see if the paint was gonna come out of the machine. And I don't think that it was DOT road approved paint. I think they used a cheap
It's an
water-based
asphalt- It's
paint.
an asphalt company, and I don't know their name, but I know them. I mean, I will get you the answer though.
The
I
paint
can't
job
tell you
looks
right now.
really cheap. It doesn't really look like that it was done properly, and I think that it's a waste of our money to have
Well,
it
usually
done.
Loganville takes the lowest bid on anything.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
If y'all want to
That's
see
all
what
I'm
I was
saying.
talking about as far as the alleyway, CS Floyd, go over there and drive down CS Floyd. You know where Bryce Construction is, that two-story house, a beautiful old one that burnt all the way to the ground. Their driveway, there's another driveway, you'll see the pink stakes. You can go around the line street and you can see the pink stakes. If anybody wants to see the pictures, I have them. I tromp through the woods. So there's all this stuff going on behind the scenes that nobody is aware of. There needs to be transparency. I mean, if you would have showed up at my house and I would have caught you in my backyard, I'm not going to say what would happen. But again, all it would have taken was 9 letters to the property owners on that side of the road that goes, hey, we're going to survey this. And all the questions would have been answered. But instead of sitting down writing 9 letters, and literally 9 letters,
Do you have a question?
Oh no, I'm just listening.
everybody has to guess. It's about transparency, people. It's about actually knowing what they're doing, what's going on, and what their thought process is to get to the place we're at.
And it's a shame that somebody would have to pay an attorney that, you know, maybe they're living off Social Security. They got to get an attorney to fight that.
To deal with the
because
city.
somebody wouldn't come forward and say, here's what we
Straight
need
up.
to do.
I mean, you know, that's one thing, as y'all get to know me, if I do get elected, I'm one of the most straight up people you'll ever meet. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Well, it needs
And
to
I'll
be.
tell you like it is. If I can do something, you know, no is easy, yes is hard, but I'm willing to do the work.
Well, just answer the questions, like he says. That's it. Ask permission. If you're on my property, I would like you to ask permission.
Well, I mean, the way the property stakes go, they were literally tromping through these people's yards. They've been mowing it for the last 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
It goes back, there's a portable building that's been back there, it's all growed up. There's a barn on it, and if you look at the plat map, it says barn on it. I did some research and started doing some drawing on the phone, and if you look at that subdivision, I say subdivision using the nice word, that they're trying to get in on Pecan Street, that would tie into that road, that alleyway. So you've got to watch people there till the new council gets seated and the new mayor gets seated. And even after that, stand up, look at them, figure out what they're doing. Because there's something. It's like a chess game. shiny keys over here, they're doing something over here. I hate it. It absolutely drives me crazy, and I hate it for the citizens. That's the ones that, I don't like it at all.
We just want to see our mayor and council, our city manager, we want to see them be honest, truthful to us taxpayers. I've paid tax for over 50 years. I can't even remember how long we've been here. But I have had we bought at an auction from the city a short piece that after that they did us at the auction, did us in, they said we can't even put a privacy fence up between it and the business that's next to it because they're claiming that whole thing for a
easement for them to turn their vehicles around.
In case that they ever want to put anything down there. They took our money and didn't tell us, oh, well, there's been an easement here for.
I painted lines and blocked it off and put private property no trespassing signs up, and I left a painted area for emergency vehicle room to come into the back parking lot.
Because we'd be responsible if somebody was on it and had an accident. We could be sued.
Somebody fell and broke their leg, there'd be a lawsuit against us because we own the property.
So why didn't they tell us? Why didn't the city inform us of, well, if you do this auction and you get this property, you can't use it?
They threw that statement in on the last piece of paper that was not in the agreement. They threw it in after we made our payment for the property, and they handed us all the paperwork. That was the last page in the paperwork, and it wasn't there before, and so they kind of stuck us on that. And the other alleyway behind the buildings, we maintained that alley for 35 years, but they didn't take that into consideration.
They
declared it abandoned. The city refused to cut the grass in it for 35 years, said it wasn't their property, but yet they had the ability to say it was theirs, and they were classifying it as abandoned. They put a water line up through it. They put a water line up through there that killed all of our pecan trees, caused the roots to rot, and killed all of our pecan trees. We had to have them cut down. Tallest pecan trees in Loganville, there were no other pecan trees older than our trees.
Our
Ours were the oldest.
Has been corrupt. Our town government has been corrupt. And we've only had two council members that have stood for the citizens, and the rest of them is like a clan. They know what they're doing, they stick together, they get the vote, and if they were to be a 3-3, the mayor always went with what he wanted in the first place.
It'd be interesting to have personal phone records and see how much people are really conversating with each other.
So we need these three, and I don't know who the other council. I swear I have tried to find out stuff, and I cannot find out stuff, except I know one that's with Brandon Whitfield, and I ain't touching him, but the other two, if anybody else knows them or knows anything about them, those two I would like to know more about. I know about one, but that doctor, I can't even get him on Facebook, so he must not be on there. And I don't know anybody that knows him. Do y'all know him? The doctor? So we don't have no information. If
he's on our planning and zoning.
He's on the planning and zoning.
Yeah, he's on planning and zoning commission. Yes.
Well, does he go for all of this high rise? That's what I want to know.
Go back and look at his voting record. I'm not here to talk about other candidates, but go back and pull the minutes from planning and zoning committee meetings.
I need to
and look at his, and it'll what he voted and what he said at the county forum were two different things. That's
I need to know, because that third place I might put my own name on there.
I think you should, Joyce. How about
should.
I'll write your name in there too?
Yeah. Y'all
I'll be
write
honest
my
with you. I'm voting for this. This is where I'm voting right here.
That's
and
right.
the other ones can figure it out for themselves.
So
Yeah.
people came to me. I haven't really disclosed this information. I had people from Huntington Ridge, the village. Is that how you say that?
Well, there's
Villas.
the Village Place, and then there's the villas where we had our forum.
The villas.
Okay.
Ivy Ridge, Ivy Creek, and Chandler Walk. Chandler, what's the name? Chandler something subdivision off of Chandler Hall Road.
Yes, Chandler Walk.
Chandler Walk. I had them to approach me. They approached me, some of them approached me about 15, 20 years ago about apartments and stuff, because we almost had apartments being built. And I said, if I ever start seeing that, I will get on city council for you. I lived in the county. A lot of people don't know this. Did you know that I moved into the city, sold my house to move into the city to run, because I made a promise over 20 something years ago that if I started seeing townhomes or apartments coming in, I would run for city council. So this is why I'm running. It is for the people of the taxpayers, because of the statement that I made that long ago. I said, I will run. Some of those people are no longer with us anymore. They have, perished. But I made a promise to them, and I wanted to make sure that I made that promise that I would do. So that's why I'm running, is because I want to stop it, because I know what's going to happen. I see it in the field.
Yeah.
Y'all follow me. I'm trying to stop those type things. We are trying to bring higher end residential. Thank you. No, seriously.
Yeah, I'd love
People-
to see $1 million homes.
You want $1 million homes, guys. I'm telling you, those are good. That's what we want to bring here, because you get that.
Well, you
bring-
build for what you want to.
That's
attract.
right. What
That's
you
been
wanna
my
try.
mantra for 4 years.
So that's why I'm trying to push for them too in those neighborhoods, and people from Huntington Ridge, Ivy Creek, Chandler Walk. This is why we're here. It's because if y'all are not careful, it's gonna come in your back door. If you don't get out, y'all need to get out and vote. It is very critical that you do that. Otherwise, it's going to happen. There's only so much people can do if you don't put the right people in office to stop it. And I wanted to end by saying that I made a promise. I want to say it was 20 years ago that I made that promise when I was in Ivy Ridge, because I lived in the cul-de-sac and then I moved out. But I moved back in for this one purpose, to run for city council, because I made a promise. If I saw it, I would run. So I tried to surround myself with candidates that would be on the same line as me for the people. Because y'all are the ones, we're just your voice. And sometimes I know I get a little up on my voice. It's not, I'm fighting for you. I don't want to hear any stuff. I'm here to fight for you.
That's what the people want.
Yeah, I'm not a soft speaker sometimes. I'm direct and to the point. I can't, it's hard to get it out. But there's a time and a place for that. But when I'm there, I'm business. I'm nobody's friend. I'm about the people. It is about what they want. And that's what comes out of my voice. What they want. I don't care about anybody else up on that stand. This is what the people want. And you know what? I'm not going to lie to them. This is what I'm going to vote
Hey,
for.
I like
And
that.
that's the way it's going to be. Period. It's
That's
very
your-
transparent.
That's your
No and no.
jobs.
Now I'll vote on things. Don't get me wrong. We got to have growth.
Yeah.
But we got to bring in some restaurants. I know y'all want them. I read this stuff. But hopefully, we can get John in there and push that. But and I'm going to be responsible for that Tuck Road. I can see it now. I'm going to need you, because I need
Well,
more of this.
They're coming this week for a
I know.
major variance.
But my point of it is, I've got to have that research person. We have got to get her in. We've got to get John. He's a business guy. Business, guys. That is crucial. So I haven't spoke a lot. I try to keep my mouth quiet. But when I speak, I want it to be powerful. And I want it to be bold, and people hear what we say. Because I mean what I say. I'm not making threats. I don't do that. But I'm here to fight for people. It's just the way it's got to be. Because if you can't speak, you ain't going to get nothing. So.
In closing, I would.
Sorry. We're not closing yet. Hang
I
on.
just want to say that somebody on Facebook was talking about that they wasn't no good restaurants. Well, I answered them, and they said that they was going to try it. They appreciated it. But Main Street has got a restaurant that to me has the best food I have ever experienced from anywhere, and that's Toasty Up. If you haven't tried it, you're really missing something. We've got stuff on Main Street. A lot of people don't even know.
Gary at A Bite to Eat right up here, the outdoor place.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic man. He wants to do a lot of things for the city. Thursday night, he's bringing gospel comedy
Yeah, I saw that.
and a Prince tribute band, and he's giving you a 5-course dinner. It's appetizers, it's all the things. You will not find a man with more of a heart for this city. And actually, I'm trying to bring him to 254 Main Street. But anyway.
So we got the stuff we need to
But yeah,
utilize.
we have places, but you just got to look for them. They're a little harder to find because they're not changing. I prefer mom and pops because that's what this country's built on.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I try to shop locally when I can. Everything I buy comes locally.
Does anybody have any other questions? Comments? What I've done right, what I've done wrong, what you want to see more of, what you want to see him do. Anybody have anything to say?
We just want to see you get some support. You know, those who've been paying attention, we know that it's been a 5-1 and 4-2 vote for your entire term. And, you know, there are different ways of looking at what your position has been during that. But what I have recognized is you sticking to what you swore to do with your first campaign. And that was to listen to your citizenry. And, you know, I've known you for decades. And I know the commitment that you've had for this town. I'm going to call it a town, John. I grew up in this town. And, you know, you stepped out from your private life and have been under fire for the last 4 years. And I'm hoping that with, you know, getting John, getting Wes on the council, getting John in office for mayor will bring you the support as well that you have needed all this time. You've been a lone voice, you know, up until for, you know, a little over a year ago, a year and a half ago, for fighting for the people, and not just in the mouth. You know, I could talk about some of the other candidates in the room beforehand. Everybody, I don't know how many people fell for Ann Hunsinger for that second term, where she said, "I learned my lesson during Connolly." People went, don't you betray. And I want you to hear this, Wes.
I'm listening.
Everybody went out and said, "Don't you betray us, don't you sucker us, don't you get us in on this, don't you do that. You better have learned your lesson." She's saying, "Oh, I did. People came in and voted for her who were very much opposing what she had done during that era. She got back in office and was like, ha ha ha, I am here and now there's nothing you can do. I'm going to keep on with what I was doing before. And she did. So that's why when Melanie was talking about, you know, hey, there's this candidate running, and I think he's in line with what a lot of, you know, the direction that the people have been talking about. I want to get more people knowing about him. I was like, is he going to stand by what he's saying in his campaign? So I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot.
No, it's okay. I like
What
it.
I want to know is, you know, I want to be frank. I want to know if I want her to get back in office. I want him in office, and I want to know if we can get you in office and that you're going to be the support that she needs. Because we already know she's got a track record of fighting for the people.
That's right.
Not
I'm a
what
fighter.
she wants. Not what she wants, because I can assure you there's been things she's gone up there against that weren't her personal preference. But they were what the people were talking about. And I acknowledge being a friend of Melanie's, and what I have said many times on that page is y'all just do not know. If you're living in a bubble, if you think a very small group of people are the majority of the voice, if you think just the few people that engage on that page are the majority of the people, it's not. When we go out somewhere in Loganville, we can't go anywhere that a citizen is not coming up to her and stopping what we're doing and talking about, thank you so much.
That's
for
right.
fighting. Thank you so much for
That's
standing
right.
up. We know you're up there fighting on your own. You can't get anything done because you don't have support. So I'm going to be frank with you. Probably a lot of us, I can't speak for y'all 100%, are here because we want to see her get support.
Yes.
We want to get her back in office. We want her to have support.
Yep.
We want y'all to be a source of that support because it's.
I was asked the question today, first thing this morning, I responded, what was my first thing that I would like to do? Bring people together. If you don't have people together and start to work together, you're gonna have, it's not gonna work.
Listen to the
You can never build team. I have been doing public safety for 31 years. I have a lot of people that I have gotten promoted. I have brought people together. I've got people right out of high school and molded them to be men and women. I've worked with all of them. It doesn't matter what I work with. They send me who I'm gonna work with, and my job is to fix them, get them right, and get them to grow. That's what my job is, and it's about bringing people together on the same lines of everything we do and what we're looking for. It's for the people, because we're the spotlight. Everything we do behind that podium, I guess that's what you would call it, desk, dais. Okay, well, we had to change it. But anyway, we're an image of the city. There's other cities watching what is going on, and I have been questioned, what are you doing? I said, I hope I'm being used in the right way. I want to bring unity. So many people say that though, Wes. I said, but do they bring it, or do they just talk about it? Sometimes you got to have feelings and emotions to bring unity to the house. You got to have rules of engagement. You have to have code of ethics of the way that you talk and the way that you have standards. Those are crucial moments to bring things together. We're not talking about that person. What can we do to lift them up? How can we make them better? How can we get them on board? Negative talk don't never win you nothing. All it does is stir the pot. And I ain't got time for that. I'm
We
about
don't have
building.
time.
I played on #1 teams when I was in sports, and I believe in being #1. If you can't be #1, I'm probably gonna hurt your feelings because I'm #1. Not me, but I want to perform as #1. I want to work for a #1 team. I've been sent to go play for teams, and you know what? We became good because we did what the coach asked us to do. We run the plays. We started working together. We started clicking. But we have to have a leader. We have to have a coach, and he has to guide us. That is crucial, and he's got to be strong.
And just in case anybody was wondering, I am her support. I am her backup. I am the cowboy. 100%. You can ask anybody. I've never wavered. I got your back. She knows I have it. We've been working together for years. I plan on doing that in the future. One way or the other, even if I don't win, I still will be present and accountable every single day. My day starts at 5:30 in the morning. It ends whenever it ends. But the support that I've seen for her on the council is disheartening. I can't believe she's taken it this long. I've even asked her, I said, Melanie, why are you putting yourself through this? You know, she goes, it's for the people. And that's what I'm about. I'm about getting her some support, the transparency, just bringing it out in the open. Let everybody know what's going on. Quit hiding behind the veil of, oh, well, it's this. No. Step up. It's time for everybody, every single one of you that are out here. It's time for all of y'all to step up and get involved. Not just on Facebook, not just at the liquor store or the grocery store or the Goodwill. Get involved. Come to the meetings. It's a must. If you're not there, you don't know what's going on. You can watch it online, but you don't see what's actually happening in the background. You've got to be present and accountable. And I will work for every citizen of this city, every one of them. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you do. If you've got an issue, it becomes my issue. I'll write it on my list. From day one, watch what happens. We're gonna rock this town. We're gonna make it something that it hasn't been in a long time, a place to be proud of. I don't want any more infighting. I won't tolerate it. I won't. I just won't. There's ways to handle it. Everybody brings something different. I don't care who gets elected with these two, because we're all going to work together.
Absolutely.
We're going to work together to move the city forward in the direction the citizens want to see. That's everybody. I don't care what side of town you live on. I don't care if it's the Gwinnett side or the other side. We're all going to work together. I demand that of my council, that we all work together in unity. It's just unbelievable how much passion I have for this, and I've never done it before. Didn't realize I was going to have it, but here we are.
You're infected now.
So, yeah, I'm infected with passion over running for political office. Boy, I guarantee you my dad's doing donuts. Because he did not like politicians. But there's a difference between politicians and working people that go to do the people's business.
You said that very well, because it's time to change that. I'm serious. It is ridiculous. Politicians.
Thank y'all for coming.
We should be, like you said, everything's open. It's all good. We're here to lead, direct, strong. As you can hear him, he's strong. That's.
Well, he's got the voice of authority.
He does. I know it when I hear it.
Yep.
We sure thank y'all for coming.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all for
Thank y'all.
coming. And we'll be doing this
Come
again.
on. Come on. Come on.
We get a picture there.
I love y'all.
Love you too.
Oh, yes, sir.
We'll be doing this again.
Yeah, get a picture.
Oh,
We'll get the
hug, or
word
you
out.
want me in there with
Bring
my-
your friends,
with my
bring your
two men's?
families. Anybody that has questions, anybody that needs contact information on me, I've got cards over here with my phone number on it. Feel free to call me.
She wants a picture.
My apolitical fence says thank you for the signs. Y'all are the only 3 candidates that took me up on my offer to post signs on my apolitical fence. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
And just so y'all know out there, the opportunity is still there. Any other candidates that have signs that would like to post them on my fence, I would like for everyone to have an equal voice no matter what side of the aisle you're on.
This is Cindy Chastain. She's got a question for you.
We're going to look after your house. We'll look after you.
Folks, as we close out here in the Ingles parking lot, I want to remind y'all, be safe out there, be good to one another, do something kind for someone, and y'all have a blessed day.